What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon White. In the last episode, we managed to take down the 6th gym, the Mistralton Gym, and its leader, Skyla, as well as grabbing a couple of other things as we left town. Now, really quickly, before I go any further, just wanted to point out that I fought about 5 Audino off-screen just to get Lumiette up to level 36. It was very easy to do with her because they literally can't hit her, like, at all. Audino is not capable of learning anything but normal attacks at this stage, and also the male ones were the only ones with attract, and Audino is much more commonly female, so it was just very simple to get through as long as I could actually find them. But got her up to level 36 just so that she is more up to speed with the rest of the team. We're going to keep the experience share on her, like I said, until we get to evolving her, which takes, it's level 41. Let's head on in this house really quickly. Since her yammering stops while she's cooking, it's another bonus for me. Wow. Wife bad, I suppose. I'm making a delicious soup with well-stewed vegetables. You are an asshole. She is, like, making food for you, and it's delicious. Granny's meals are always nothing but bad. Everyone in this family sucks. Okay, what about you? Your Pokemon team, it seems all worn out. Let's just for a moment. Okay, well, I suppose. I don't really think I actually needed to. I think I only had a couple of move uses wasted, and that was about it. But, yeah, that family is awful. That poor granny. All she's doing is helping. Oh, cross transceiver is ringing. What's going on? Levi, this is your mom. How are you doing? Wow, you're already on Route 7? You've gone quite far. Say, how are your Pokemon? You can't get that far all by yourself, you know. It's all thanks to your Pokemon. Don't forget to take care of them. Am I being too serious? Well, take care. Senior Trainer Mom signing off. Aw, Mom, thanks for checking in on us. She's the best. All right, as we head into this new area, no new Pokemon to speak of because it is still technically Route 7, but we're going to start to run into trainers that are actually up on these little walkways now, so do be aware of that. We got some Harlequins. I've got Arthur out in front now, although I'm immediately eating my words on that because this guy's got a frickin' Amalga. I was expecting you to have like a bug type or something, dude, but no, you got an Amalga, which really complicates things. Probably going to use a flying move, so I'm going to switch on over to Crush. I know this thing does pack electrical attacks, but I think we should mostly be fine, what with Solid Rock and all. You knew I was going to switch to Crush. There's no way you were actually using Electro Ball in that instance. I guarantee you had every intention of using a flying move there. Well, I'm going to use Rollout on you. Oh, this might be a little bit of a problem. Maybe Crush was not the play here. Maybe I should have switched on over to something else. Or just stuck with Arthur and used, like, Return or something along those lines, but oh well. And of course, I'm just going to have all the luck in the world. Watch this either miss now or the paralysis hit. I probably should just switch back to Arthur. Never mind. I thought I was going to be able to actually do something here, but no, I have been completely stonewalled by Amalga and its bullcrap. That's the thing. Amalgas aren't powerful. They're just annoying. Like, this is the most annoying Pokemon in all of Generation 5, and I say that with 100% certainty. Like, anything else is not that difficult to deal with, but frickin' Amalga, like, it gets in the way of your Audino grinding. It's there just to cause paralysis at any given time. Random trainers have it that have no business having it. It's all around just not a fun time, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to switch to Shelob for the Sigilyph here. Probably the best play. And then I'm going to have to heal Crush between trainers. Because, yeah, that did not go as well as I would have liked. Just use an Electro Web. Probably isn't going to one-shot. Oh, it actually did. I was expecting Sigilyph to survive that due to its nice defenses, but there we go. All right. Sorry about that, Crush. That was a shit show and a half. Let's get a Paralyzed Heal on you. I've still got a fair few amount of those, and then I will use just a Super Potion because that's basically enough. I mean, I used it on Arthur, so I guess I'm using my last Super Potion. Oops, that was an accident. We're out of those, but that's okay. I've got plenty more Paralyzed Heals and Antidotes to spare, and lots of other healing items. I haven't even used a single Moo Moo Milk yet, and we bought that all the way off in Driftville City. Right there is TM81X Scizor, which is a Bug-type move, and has a base power of 80, and that's really it. It's just a really hard-hitting physical attack. I don't know if any of my Pokemon can learn it. I don't think they can. I don't even think Shelob can. Not that I would want to teach it to her anyway, because it is a physical attack, but... oh no, Shelob can, but Arthur cannot. Now, Arthur was the one I was secretly hoping for, but does not look like he is able to. Given that a lot of his attacks involve slashing and whatnot, I was expecting that to be a possibility, but no, alas, that is not the case. Now we got this Harlequin, who I believe is actually the last trainer on this route. At least I'm pretty sure. And then we're going to be heading off towards Twist Mountain. But we are going to get stopped a couple of times on the way there. Ooh, Tynamo. Okay. This weird-looking little Pokemon. Is that what actually baby eels look like? Because otherwise, I can't understand why they would design this Pokemon this way. You know what? I'm going to look that up. I am going to look that up while we're doing this battle. What does a baby eel look like? Let's see. It just brought up a bunch of noodles. Oh, and oh my gosh, the Spanish baby. Okay, apparently that is a food. Spanish baby eels. Can someone enlighten me on that one? Because I did not know. Oh yeah, that's actually a seafood people eat. No, I don't want the seafood. I want the what they look like in the water. Oh, they kind of do look like that with the see-through look and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, Tynamo is pretty on point. After all, I always thought it just looked like a, well, you know, everyone knows what they think a Tynamo looks like. It's one of the oldest jokes in Pokemon. It's been a joke since Generation 5. We all know. But at least it starts to look more like an eel with its evolutions, which are very good Pokemon. I just wish that their speed wasn't so dire. That's the main reason I don't use it. I think I used Electros actually in my very first ever playthrough of this generation. But again, that speed was just so hard to get by. No, I think I used Obstrike on my first time around. I'm trying to remember. I know I used Electros in one of my playthroughs, but I was just so bummed out by its speed. That's probably my biggest issue with Generation 5 is I'm so used to using Pokemon that need some decent speed to actually get by that I end up forgoing a lot of these staple Pokemon because of that fact. And man, if only I had not jumped off of that thing, would not have been in trouble, but at least I can just run away here really quickly. And as we head further up the path, we are going to be running into another familiar face up this way. And it's not N, but it is in fact... Where is he? Is it as we go up the stairs? There you are. Cheren! What's up, buddy? Levi! Since we both hold the Jet Badge now, let's see which of us is stronger. As with every single gym battle, we have to battle Cheren after the fact. So let's do this thing. All right, and yes, there is an item to my right. I will get that after. I knew that was there. I just wanted to make sure that we started with this. Unpheasant. Okay, Arthur is not the Pokemon to have out at the beginning here. So I'm going to immediately do a switch. Let me go on over to Shelob here really quickly so that he or she can hit with a nice... Let's try a Charge Beam. Let's see if that does any damage. I know it's slightly weaker than Electro Web, but whatever. We'll just see if we can hit with it. Come on. We are faster still. Thank goodness for that. All right, let's see. Is that going to be enough? Not quite, but it is going to raise her special attack a little bit, which does kind of put her in sweeper mode. I guess I could just use another one of those, and then after the fact, we could just try to sweep as far as possible. But I'm sure Cheren's got something that's going to stop me from doing too much damage here. But as long as we can raise that special attack, why not, right? All right, 454. Lumiette hits level 37. Not bad. And then next we got Pignite. Ooh, do I dare? Nah, let's switch to Naz. Let's switch to Naz. I could try to keep that nice boosted special attack going, but it's just not worth it. Let's just share the experience more freely between my team members. Naz, this is all you. So everybody is pretty much on the same page. Arthur is actually my lowest level Pokemon at the moment, which is, I think, honestly a good thing given the state of things. Now, hopefully that's enough damage to recoil you to death. Thank you. So now goes Pignite, who next time we see it probably will be an Emboar. Now we got Liepard here, and for Liepard, should I switch back? No, I'll go to Arthur. I'll go to Arthur. I'm sure this thing is going to probably start off with a Fake Out, which is fine. I'll just continue to stick to Leaf Blade here. So let's see. Yep, there it is. Had a feeling, so that's a turn wasted. Little extra damage. Whatever. Arthur should get to level 37 off of this Pokemon, though, which is good. And then we will be able to continue. We actually got a few more episodes of just nothing but trainer battles. The area we're about to get into is pretty big. Pretty big. Has a lot of trainers to it. A lot of items to be grabbed. And not a whole lot of new Pokemon to discuss either. As we get into the next subsequent areas, we're going to be getting a lot... We're going to be running into a lot less new Pokemon that can be caught, so do keep that in mind, at least until we hit the end game. So there's that. Simisage is last. I could stick with Arthur and try to hit this thing with Aerial Aces, but you know what? I'm going to try to get Lumiette as much experience as possible here. I know Lumiette's going to be the slower one in this exchange, but hopefully these Flame Bursts do a lot of damage. So let's just start with that. A Leer. Okay, that's a super big waste of a turn, I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll be enough to push whatever attack you have next over the edge. But, ooh. See, if you were a Lampent, that thing would have been a goner. Okay, Seed Bomb's going to do a fair bit of damage with that Leer in place, but it's not very effective, so we're still fine. And now goes Simisage. There we go. Almost level 38. Pokemon battles are fun, but what is it to be truly strong? At least you don't get bummed out when you lose, Cheren. That was a fine Pokemon battle. I'm happy to see you are both growing as trainers. Is that who I think it is? It is! Oh, gosh. Oh, he just broke both of his legs. That looked horrific. That was like a 50-foot fall. Sir, are you okay? Apparently. If it isn't the champion altar, I'm weak, so I lost. And honestly, it bothers me when you call it a fine battle despite that. Oh, honestly, Cheren, just accept the compliment without the stinging remark. I've asked you for this before, but what do you plan to do after becoming strong? If I get strong and become a champion, that will be the reason for my existence. I want to prove that I'm really living. You remind me of Marshall. Of course, having something you want to become is important. But what is even more important is what you do with your newfound power. Anyway, take this. Here, you too. And we have obtained HM03 Surf. If you use the move Surf, you can travel over water. I shall see you again, young trainers. But don't forget about the needs of the Pokemon at your side. What do I do with my power? I don't know that answer yet. First, I want to become a strong trainer so everyone will acknowledge that power. Levi, next time I will win. So that Surf HM is going to be taught to Crush in due time. We're going to be waiting, though, until I get through Twist Mountain, which is the upcoming area, into Iciris City, and then I think we'll be teaching that to him. For now, let's just continue. I'm going to be immediately running into a battle here with this hiker, so it's good to keep Arthur out. I actually shouldn't have put my dowsing machine away because I'm going to need it going into this next area. Because like I said, there are a lot of items, some of which are hidden and some of which are not. We're also going to be using lots and lots of super repels as we go through. This is quite the expansive area. It's probably going to take the next 2 episodes to go through in its entirety. There is Team Plasma to deal with in here as well. On top of the fact that this is also an area, if you can remember, that was mentioned all the way back on Route, I guess it was Route 6, at the Weather Institute. That is a place that changes depending on the weather. And by that I mean this place fills with snow, which means that you are then able to access different areas that you cannot access before in spring, summer, and autumn. So do keep that in mind. We got Girder here. I'm just going to switch on over to Naz for these. And I do believe as soon as we get into Twist Mountain, we are going to come across a doctor or nurse at some point. So I should be okay to not heal on the way in. We'll just continue to fight our way through every Pokemon we find. Girder goes down, and there we are. All right, nice experience. Lumiette gets to level 38, just 3 levels to go. Lumiette wants to learn Inferno. Remember how I said I value this over Will-O-Wisp? Well, yep, I am going to be following through on that and immediately teaching Inferno over Will-O-Wisp. Inferno has an accuracy of only 50, but it has a base power of 100 and always causes a burn. To me, all of the pros of that outweigh the cons. Yes, I know it is super inaccurate, but Will-O-Wisp ain't so hot itself, and so I am not going to be bothering with that, especially when it can't do any additional damage. Let me use it as Super Repel here. Let's head on in through the cave and into the next area. So we got a little bit of ground to cover, but hold on a second. Cheren, you're here. Oh, Levi. What a surprise seeing you here while I was inspecting Twist Mountain. The two of you seem to be more rugged than the last time I saw you. A little bit, anyway. Is that so? By the by, you folks seen that Team Plasma crowd lately? After all the trouble, we gym leaders met up and had a chat. But we got no clue where they are. It's like they're hiding under a rock. Well, not much to do but wait for them to move. Anyhow, this is none of your concern. Squirts like the two of you should just enjoy traveling with your Pokemon. This mountain's a fine place to explore. You'll have some fun if you just leave here, this here path. Well, better you just see it yourself instead of listening to me yammer. Be seeing you, Sprouts. Feel free to train yourselves on my mountain for as long as you like. You're a mountain, huh? That must be why you're so rich. I thought he was going to get us all involved in all that bother again, so I was bracing myself before I knew it. I'm going in first, but I'll be seeing you. All right, Cheren, see you on the other side. Let's go. So as soon as we step out onto the light, we are welcomed to Twist Mountain. So here's how Twist Mountain works. As he says, you know, it changes in the appearance in the winter, but on top of that, you can also find Pokemon here, but you can only find them within the caves. Now, there are 2 Pokemon that are new to this area, one of which is an evolved form of a Pokemon we've already discussed, and that is Girder. You can now find those as wild Pokemon out here. But the other Pokemon that can be obtained in this area is Cryogonal. Cryogonal is a pure Ice-type Pokemon that doesn't evolve. It has a good special attack, a phenomenal special defense, and a great speed stat. It also learns some really good moves upon leveling up and from TMs, but there is one huge, glaring weakness this Pokemon sports that can kill it on arrival for you, and that's its defense stat, which sits at a measly 30. Now, it has the speed and offensive capability that you don't have to worry about this too much, and you can pick and choose your spots to send this Pokemon out in, so it isn't too bad. But that physical defense can really be this Pokemon's undoing at certain times. That said, I do think this Pokemon is better than Beartic, which we talked about earlier in this Let's Play. As long as you don't put it up against physical attackers, it's always going to hold its own really, really well, and even then, you can likely sweep your way through with little issue. All right, now that we've gotten that over with, let's proceed. Into the caves we go. We've got lots and lots of trainers to battle. Like I said, this is going to take more than just this episode and the next to get through, as we do still have to go back through this area in the winter season, which I am going to be jumping on almost immediately. I'm not going to like make you guys wait. No, we'll just be changing the seasons and then jumping back on through. It's really only to grab items, though. It doesn't really, I don't believe it gives us access to any trainers per se. It might give us access to like 1 or 2, but it's mostly for items and also to access a specific evolutionary spot that we're going to be talking about, not unlike Chargestone Cave and Pinwheel Forest before it. So let me just use an Electro Web here. And again, I'm pretty sure we run into a nurse at some point as we go through this place, which should make our job a lot easier. If not, I always have heals and elixirs and ethers to get me by. That said, this episode is basically about done. Let me go back on over to Arthur for this Bulldor. I think after we defeat this hiker, we will call it here, and then continue to proceed through Twist Mountain in the next episode. Making our way all the way to Iciris City. We got a lot of ground to cover. And actually, what's going to happen here is I'm not going to be changing the season as soon as we... I'm not going to be changing the season while we're here in Twist Mountain. I'm actually going to be changing it after we get to Iciris City, because Iciris City itself also abides by the same rules. So we're going to need to grab everything we can there before we do anything else. Iciris City is a bit of an interesting place, and I can't wait to show it off. Although, I got to say, it's probably the most uneventful, at least in terms of, or I guess the most... Maybe that's not true. I don't know. Iciris City is just always a blur to me, but the more I think about it, the more it's like, you know, it's a pretty interesting town. It's just strange and doesn't really feel like a city, if that makes sense. It'll make more sense when we actually get there. We've still got a couple episodes yet before we do, but for now, let's take down that girder, and then we're going to call this an episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon White. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. Next time, through Twist Mountain we go. More items to be grabbed, more things to do, and hopefully sometime next episode, Lumiette will be evolving into Lampent. So with all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.